Baltimore Ravens take their lightning in a bottle offense on the road this week.
And what you see this follow-through is like a Steph Curry jump shot for a touchdown.
They are off to Pittsburgh for some big boy football. This is beefier than a 4x4 at In-N-Out. Both teams come in off dramatic wins and are ready to see who the king of the North really is.
Wilson floats it way upstairs. Williams, he's got it! Touchdown!
Steelers, winners of 4 straight, almost ready to hit the quad with Frank. They've dropped 26-plus points in 4 consecutive games.
Harris walks it in for the touchdown. Impressive answer from the Steelers.
Why not keep pouring it on? Baltimore's defense, allowing 29-plus points in 3 of their last 4, gave up 34 in their win, very close to 36. A little help from Madagascar Marty.
To the right side he goes. Incomplete at the goal line. Washington breaking it up.
Baltimore's pass defense has been vulnerable, to say the least, giving up a 101.1 rating this season. Joe Burrow lit them up for 420-plus yards, 4 touchdowns in that last outing.
Fires, caught, chase. They're trying to chase him down, and they cannot. Touchdown.
Now they try and slow Russell Wilson. 3 touchdowns last week, 3-0 as a starter, 6 touchdowns against 1 pick in his games.
Lacing it to Freiermuth for the touchdown. Russell Wilson on time.
Speaking of pick, George Pickens, 91 yards and a touchdown versus Washington, 7-plus yards in each game with Russ cooking.
Looking, end zone! George Pickens climbs the ladder for the touchdown.
He could stay hot too. Ravens secondary allowed Jamar Chase to pile up 264 yards and 3 touchdowns against them.
Burrow going deep, getting free. Chase, look at this.
They also get new Steeler Mike Williams. He hauled in a single pass, but it was a pretty important one. Plus, Pat Freiermuth scored week 11 as well. Not many yards.
Just a little shallow route to the flat. Watch where the football is. That's absolute perfection.
Ravens should expect to see their pass rush visit Wilson's kitchen. He's taken 7 sacks over their last 2 games, 3 last week.
But because of the pressure by Fowler, he obscures the vision of Wilson. He's got to pull it down. And Fowler pulls Wilson down instead.
Wilson trying to dodge Odafe Owe, Kyle Van Noy, Nnamdi Madubuike, who had a backstage pass to Cincinnati's backfield. Madubuike had a sack trick versus Cincinnati. Ravens have racked 31 QBs on the year.
He's been challenged by Zach Orr to become more violent, and that's exactly what he did there.
Steelers' run game now. It slowed a little versus the Commanders. Najee had been on fire. He still scored last week.
Pull Mason McCormick looking to hit someone, didn't have to, because all of his other line mates had controlled the line of scrimmage.
Just 2.5 a run, snapped a nice streak he had been on. Jalen Warren more efficient with his toke, 66 yards, 4.7 a run.
Upfield, physical runner. Jalen Warren has got a first down.
Running on Baltimore, as tough as it gets. Held Cincinnati to 3.1 a carry. They're holding running backs to 3.2 on the year.
Brown again, fighting his way. Ball is out. Ball is out. Ravens think they have it.
Running, of course, paramount to Baltimore's offense. It's an O with some caliente to it, too. Cracked 30 points last week, 28-plus points in 7 of their last 8 games.
Do they give it to Henry? Indeed they do. And he packs his way in.
Washington was able to ding Pittsburgh's defense for 27. Overall, their defense has been rock solid, though, allowing under 21 points in 7 of 9 games. They held Mr. Phenom Jaden Daniels to a sub-70 passer rating last week.
Daniels slings it, incomplete. It bounces off McLaurin.
Now they get the MVP version of Daniels. To use a parlance of our times, Lamar Jackson is simply fire right now. 290 yards, 4 touchdowns versus the Bengals, a 140-plus passer rating, 24 TDs for 2024, just 2 INTs.
There's no offense in the entire NFL that challenges you with the eyes as much as Lamar Jackson.
He will face a tough Steelers secondary. They're holding quarterbacks to a sub-80 rating for the year.
Broken up! Noah Brown in a matchup with James Pierre.
Steelers secondary did struggle with Terry McLaurin, though. Gave up 110-plus yards to him.
Daniels throwing on first down to Terry McLaurin. Breaks away!
But they're holding wide receivers to a nice low 70s rate for the year. Now they take on their old mate Deontay Johnson, just 1 catch, 6 yards in his Baltimore debut. Zay Flowers, 34 yards versus Cincinnati, normally their wide receiver 1. Rashad Bateman scored 54 yards.
Your guy, Bateman, with the go-ahead touchdown.
And maybe some Tylan Wallace. He stepped up big for Baltimore, racking up 115 yards and a touchdown on a beautiful tightrope catch and run.
Wallace makes the grab. Wallace down the sideline. Wallace is going to go all the way.
Steelers versus the tight end position, strong for the year. Only 31 yards to Zach Ertz on 8 targets last week. Here comes Mark Andrews, 68 yards and a touchdown on 6 catches in their win. Has scored in 4 of their last 5.
Nobody takes the big guy, and another perfect throw that time by Lamar Jackson.
Steelers pass rush, 3 sacks last week. Cam Hayward, newcomer Preston Smith contributing 1 each.
Steelers 3rd and 3. Daniels in trouble. Daniels is sacked.
But how about the protection Lamar's been getting? Double wrapping him. 0 sacks allowed last week. Only 1 sack taken over their last 2. Don't have to worry about babies.
Wide open. Inside Bengal territory. They go to Wallace again.
And that line has also been opening up holes for the King. Derrick Henry comes in off a ho-hum 68 yards, 4.3 yard per carry outing. He's painted the zone purple in every game he's worn it.
That is complimentary football by the Ravens.
So when it comes to backs, Steelers' rush defense also one of the toughest, holding the position to 3.9 a run.
2nd and 1. Eckler blown up. Patrick Queen surging.
Lamar's legs were only needed once versus the Bengals. I think it's a legal requirement he makes them look really bad once a game. His career highlight reel versus Cincinnati is ridiculous.
Backing up, backing away, under pressure, and down the sideline he goes. Lamar Jackson, can he stay in bounds all the way?
Steelers defense also has been tough on mobile quarterbacks, but Lamar's a different cat. John Harbaugh, Mike Tomlin, only George Halas and Curly Lambeau have faced each other more times in NFL history. Tomlin holds the edge, but it's close. Both dudes end up in the Hall, legends. So of course, the first time they ever met, it was a classic. 2008, Joe Flacco, Big Ben, Derek Mason, 130 plus yards. Baltimore ties it late, but Roethlisberger hits Mewelde Moore. Remember that guy? A couple of times in OT, Jeff Reed seals it.
Reed's kick is on its way, and that kick is good. The Pittsburgh Steelers beat the Baltimore Ravens.